Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Bree. Today I have a pretty exciting video for you guys. I'm going to officially show you what my garden looks like and what is all in it. I do have some plants that aren't officially planted yet, and also a lot of the plants are looking pretty small. We are only in mid-May. We are going to be seeing these plants flourish very, very quickly. I actually have quite a bit of rain coming at the end of the week this week, and that actually brings me to the first thing I wanted to talk to you guys about. These plants behind me right here are 2 tomato plants, and 5 days ago they looked rough. I will go ahead and play some clips above this right here and kind of explain what I did. So these plants were completely waterlogged. We got at least, I think, 3 inches of rain within a 3 or 4 day time period. And I honestly think I jinxed myself because my last video, I was planting more tomatoes and peppers because I was worried about potentially losing a plant. And shockingly enough, I nursed these things back to health. So I ended up putting these underneath my covered porch for a few days because they definitely needed it, because it was still continuously raining once these were waterlogged. So I kept them on the porch. I fed these with fertilizer every other day because they needed all the help they could get. Honestly, I don't fertilize like that ever. I probably fertilize like once every few months if needed, and these definitely needed, and I'm glad I did that. So all I did was make sure that the water was completely draining out, and I fertilized them a handful of times. Within 5 days, these plants completely made a whole turnaround. These plants looked bad. They looked really rough. That's exactly what I did for my waterlogged plants. I've never had waterlogged plants that I've ever had to do, and this was kind of just instinct on making sure they were dry and make sure that they get nutrients, which made kind of sense to me. So I'm really happy these completely made a turnaround. So let's go ahead and show you guys around the rest of the garden. Okay, so to start, we have my 20 plus mammoth sunflowers all along this fence. I cannot wait for these just to get super big and climb super tall. At the very end, I have 4 sage plants. Sage is a new one for me this year, but it seems pretty easy. If you have any tips, let me know, but just to rub on it and smell it, it smells so good. Right over here, we have all of my thyme. We have 4 thyme plants, and they're really starting to take off now. And again, same thing with the sage. Just smell it, and it's just so good. This garden bed here is going to have all of my summer zucchini. We are going to be building an insect dome because the last few years we've had a lot of problems with zucchini, and certain kind of beetles that live in Kansas like to get to them, and they destroy our plant within like a month. So hoping that this is going to be the game changer for some zucchini this year. And once we have that up, I will show you. So along the rest of the fence, the 2 tomato plants that I showed you at the beginning go right here. We have a lavender plant, a tomato plant, a basil, a lavender, and a tomato. And now we will head over here. You will see that I have more cloth bags, which I have over there too, and I also have over here. We use these. This is not our forever home, so we don't want to tear up too much dirt in this backyard. But these are all going to be tomatoes. I wasn't originally planning on planting this many tomatoes, but I got a tomato press, and I'm going to be having the best tomato sauce ever, so more tomatoes, the better. Tomato, tomato, tomato. This will be another tomato. We got some lettuce here, and once the lettuce is done growing, it'll be another tomato. And then we have some spinach. And once the spinach is done, we will also replace this with a tomato, which we're getting on the last little leg for some cool crops, but it's been really cool here in Kansas, so we'll see if it switches or not, and I might have to just pull it all. Then right over here, we have all the lettuce and beans and onions that I planted with you guys like 4 weeks ago. I have harvested off these plants a few times, and if you don't know, you can harvest the outside leaves and more on the inside will continuously grow. But once it gets warm, lettuce kind of changes flavor. So once this is done for the season, I'll just be planting more beans. And I know you guys knew that I was really worried about my beans. Luckily enough, more than half of them ended up coming out all right. I started getting all this new growth on a lot of the beans that weren't looking so hot, and it's darker green. I'm getting some sprouts and some flower buds, but I did go ahead and pull, I'm sure you can see the gaps of the beans that just didn't make it after we got that cold spell initially, and I'm still happy with the ones I ended up being able to keep. Then we have our onions back here, which they look like they're doing really well. This is just a fun little experiment I've been doing. Then at the end of each bed here, we have potatoes, which we did get to planting these pretty late, but I have planted potatoes way later. So again, fingers crossed these come out all right. Then we have the bell pepper bed. So this is all bell peppers. I believe I'll have, I think, 18 bell pepper plants total once I get the last 5 planted. These are all starting to look really good. They're all getting all these new leaves and everything. So can't wait. I'm gonna have to prune those really soon. Then right over here, we have all of the cayennes, which some of the cayennes are still kind of teeny. And then I have 3 more basil plants, another set of onions, and then if you can see it, some garlic chives. Now, last but not least, I have these 3 tilled areas. I may have messed this one up. I just sprinkled a bunch of lavender seeds because I was having really crappy germination in my basement. So I might have to pull up a lot of that. But over here, I have some of the lavender plants that I started inside and they're looking really good. This right here, I don't know exactly what I'm going to do with it yet. I might just go ahead and plant more tomatoes there. We'll find out. So that is what the garden is currently looking like. You may have noticed I don't have a ton of variety this year, but that comes with reason. I'm trying to stock up as much as possible on key items that we use in this house. So I've used like every gardening space I possibly could. We tripled our garden this year, and if you see way back there, it's pretty much shaded all day long, so I couldn't use that for growing space anyway. If you guys would like to support my channel, please give this video a thumbs up, leave me a comment below, or hit that subscribe button. I will see you guys all next time. Thanks for watching. Bye!